Welcome back, guys. This is Rook. We're looking at armor crafting today. If you hit your O tab in the ArcAge, this is the Korean version, so it probably will be the same though. You'll see a variety of different crafting skills. If you click on the one with the helmet, you'll find the armor making tab. There are a variety of pieces that you can make, from helmets to all the basic items, your chest piece, leggings, etc. Now it shows you the materials that you need right there. It's basically pretty simple to start off with. You need what's generally referred to as a salt, a piece of iron. Sorry, this is an iron bar, not just iron ore. And then we call these paddles. They're called diluted made metal fusion, is the Korean translation. These items can be gathered. This particular item is usually from low-level mobs. The iron ore, of course, you can mine the iron and then smelt it into iron ore. And these paddles can be bought by a vendor. I'm going to show you all these right here. If you're just going to go and buy stuff from the auction house, go to the auction house. You need to link the item. So shift-click on an item that you already have, hit enter, see what the item costs, and then you can buy it. So in this case, the iron ore is costing 32 silver. That's pretty much average, but I've seen it as low as 13 silver. This is about 7 months into the game in Korea, and it has gone a lot higher as well. So that's one of the items you need to smelt. You can buy the iron ore itself, but that will get much more pricey. For 100 iron ore, currently looking at about 3 gold and 50 silver. That I've seen as high as 5 gold and as low as about 2.9. So those are the items that you need. The salts, same kind of thing. Current prices, these are pretty cheap. About 3 gold for 100, so about 3 silver each. So I've already purchased a number of those items. When you do purchase them, you're going to go to your mailbox, collect the items, so they're always delivered in the mail to you. So I purchased some daffodils. That's for something you'll see in a bit here. And that was about 1 gold for 100. And of course some iron ore. Now there's different workstations. You don't actually need to go and get these skills from anybody. You just you start with a base level of 1 in all of these, and then you work your way up. To smelt the iron, you go to what looks like a smelter. Click on the helmet, and if you've got some iron ore, it'll give you the option to smelt. So you can hit this button to get the maximum amount, and this button to start smelting. It costs you 3 labor points to smelt at the moment. 3 labor points to take 3 iron ore and to make 1 iron bar. So again, it's a 3-to-1 ratio for both the labor points and the ore to the bars. So once you've got enough iron ore that is, you're going to buy the paddle. In this particular case for armor, and at the moment, on the first page, it's the bottom right material that you need. And you can look at the symbol. It's the only one with this sort of figure 8 type symbol in the second column. You're going to want to, you can check your O, look at it this way, and compare. You want to make sure you're getting the correct item. So certainly read or take a good look at the second line in that symbol to make sure you're getting the right stuff. Because you're going to need 5 for every single piece you want to make. So I'm going to purchase another 5 here. That's actually going to give me 85, so that's 6 silver each. So it certainly adds up after a while. Now, most places you just do this in a town. Here somebody's actually set up an entire crafting post. Very convenient, and it gives all kinds of different functionality here. Later on, once you get to level 40 armor, you actually need a spot that's been set up and is tied to a house or a person's land to be able to craft the high level stuff. This person has set up their material or their crafting stations, and they've made it public. So let's look here. I'm going to actually go down to the bottom tab. I'm looking, because I have the right materials, it's showing me the number 17. I'm going to craft a belt. Now what you're trying to do when you're crafting here is, just by luck, you're trying to get a green belt. You'll craft a number of white belts, but if you get a green one, then when you craft them, it's going to upgrade. And every time you craft, once you get to the next level, you actually need the material, the actual belt, to upgrade to the next belt. If you start with a green belt, then you'll be able to, whenever you do craft, it will only stay at that level, which is like a minor rare item, or upgrade. So you can go from green to blue to purple and keep getting it upgraded that way. So that's the basics for crafting at this point. I'm going to come back here in just a minute and show you some of the upgrades. Okay, just as I stopped there, we did get a green belt. So I got a rare belt. The initial item cost 1 of these salts, 1 iron, and 5 of these paddles. The next item costs the 1 belt, in this case a green one, 2 salts, 2 iron, and 5 paddles. Now, be aware that if you don't get rid of all the white belts, the non-rare common ones in your inventory, it might try to craft from that first. I want to definitely use my green one to start. So let's try crafting from that and see what we get. Now the minimum will be green. We're hoping for blue. So these first 2 levels, this is level 20 and this is level 24. That's where you start sort of the crafting process. These first 2 levels, there's not much in terms of different materials to use. Now, once I get into the level 30 belt that I'm trying to craft, I'm going to need a potion. You can always click, you're going to need, instead of the salt, you're going to need 1 of these, I forget what these are called, but it's basically a bar-like substance, another crystal. 3 iron bars now, and 5 paddles still. You're still needing a lot of these paddles. They're not very expensive though compared to everything else necessarily. You're going to need 1 of these potions though. The potion's very easy to craft though. You just need 15 daffodils and 25 of these, I believe they're azaleas. Now that requires a different station. Again, in this case, this person has set them up here. You can find these in town, look at them. I find it easiest to get the materials, and then when I look through, I can see exactly which item I'm going to craft at. I'll be able to see a number beside the item. So I'm scrolling through. It looks like, oh, there it is. Okay, so let's do 5 of these potions, and we'll be right back after we craft a few of these. All right, we crafted 5 of those potions. We've used up basically ran out of this particular flower. Again, easy to grow on your scarecrow plot if you've already made one of those from the scarecrow video. So now I'm going back into here. It gives me the 1 indicating that I've got 1 of these belts. I've got the other materials required. Let's craft and see what we get. So we've worked from level 20 to level 24. We're now making the level 30. It's still just green. And now to make the level 34 belt, I'm going to just craft it again. Now something to note here is that it costs 100 labor points, a fair bit of labor points at this point, and you need a skill of 500. To see your skill, you're going to hit your K button, go over to the 4th tab, and you can see your armor making tab, armor making skill. Mine level is currently at 5,000. So you don't need too much to start off with, but you will need more later. Now this next level, to get to level 40, requires a couple things. It's got, I believe it's level 40 where you require the house to make these. It requires a different type of potion, and it's telling you that the next level has got this symbol, which means that it's a random chance of getting one of, I think it's 3 or 4 different types of armor, and they have different stat bonuses. You need 1,000 skill now at this point. It costs 125 labor points. So we're getting into higher levels. It also requires a different item here. This is from higher level mobs. Only requires 1 of these, but 5 iron bars and 5 of the paddles still. So still requiring a lot of paddles. And looks like I need to get some materials in order to make this. So some lotus flowers, I believe that's barley, some sea coral, and then a rare drop from the azaleas that I've been planting earlier. Okay, and we'll be right back and try and make one of those. Alright, I gathered the rare azaleas and the other materials. For some of these, I actually had to use basically I had to copy and paste from a spreadsheet that we have in the Havoc Guild for all these materials. In the crafting tab for alchemy, this is the third tab, and down here for the number of items to make this particular potion. Back to this workstation here, I'm going to go and make the armor now. So that's about it. That's up to level 40 armor. 44 armor is another discussion. It's a totally different topic and requires some different, well, it requires some patience and a lot of materials and a higher level of skill too. So up to, at that point, you're getting into the 5,000 level skill, and later on the 10,000 level where you actually need to do a quest to even get to that level. So we'll cover those topics later. Possibly Ryjek will cover those. He's an expert on the armor making, and he might add some more details to this video. Thanks again for watching, guys. This is Rook. We'll see you out in the battlefield.